All right, good morning, everyone. Are y'all able to hear me? Are y'all able to hear me? Okay, yes, thanks, Jaloni, for confirming that. My name is Francesca Vega. I'm the director of the Cultural Districts program. I thought before we get started, since we have so many people on the call, if everyone might be interested in sharing your name and what district you're with. Are y'all able to turn on your mics?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good morning. Okay, so yes, we can.
Perfect.
Do you want me to start while I'm already unmuted?
Yeah, so if you want to start, your name, what cultural district you're with, anything you would like to share on this lovely Friday morning before a holiday week, and then also pick the person that you would like to speak next.
Okay, hopefully I remember all that. Francesca knows I'm like a squirrel. So I'm Nirali Patel. I'm the Main Street Director for the city of Monroe, Louisiana, so Northeast. And I oversee our Riverside Cultural District, and we have two others as well, but they aren't really regularly hosting a lot of cultural events, but that's the one I specifically oversee. And well, for me, I'm just hoping to get a little bit more knowledge so I can go to our guy and say, this is what I need. Because I sent him everything and he said, I need more information. I said, I got none. But hopefully just clearing up some of those questions that I know that he's going to have after this call and some that I have as well. But yeah, other than that, let me see who's next. Anna Catherine. She's the top of my list.
Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Good
Like
morning.
Natalie said, my name is Anna Catherine Thompson. I am the new Communications and Special Event Assistant for the City of West Monroe. So I just started back in September, so this is all new to me. So I'm super excited to be here and to just take it all in because, like I said, when it comes to working with cultural districts, this is all new for me. So thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to speaking with all of you, and I will pass it on to Nancy.
Hi, I'm Nancy Love, and I'm from the Darbone Cultural District, which is up in Farmville, Louisiana. And I started this cultural district a number of years ago now, but got out of it for a while, and now I'm back into it as of last year. So learning about the updates will be great.
Excellent. Welcome back.
Casey Tate.
Hello, I'm Casey Tate with the Downtown Development District here in Baton Rouge. We've been having a cultural district for a while as well. I'm listening in for any updates, and also I'm going to pass the baton to Iburo Uda, who is on another call right now, but he is going to be helping us do the reporting moving forward. And let's see, I'll pass this to Katie for her introduction.
Katie, I don't know if you're speaking. Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. There
Yes.
you go.
Hi, my name is Katie Tomasio. I'm the Executive Director of Tourism and Film for St. Bernard Parish Government, and I've been overseeing the Old Araby Cultural District for 13 years now. So I look forward to learning about the new report system. And I'll pass it on. I'm sorry. I'm actually not in the office today, so I'm doing this from my cell phone. So if you want to pick someone next, Francesca, that would be great.
Sure. We can move on to Mashera.
Hi, good morning. Mashera Alexander, Development and Communications Manager for the Mayor's Office of Cultural Economy in the city of New Orleans. Francesca and I have been working these last few years to strengthen engagement with our liaisons in the different cultural districts in Orleans Parish. Our office is responsible for that, as well as the reporting from a city standpoint, we work with the finance department and our GIS departments, well, formerly our GIS department. We work primarily with our finance department to get all of our information for annual reporting. And I will pass it to, let's see, trying to remember who's already gone. Jelani Fry.
Hi, good morning. I'm Jelani Fry, and I'm here on the behalf of Aretha Castle Haley Boulevard Business and Merchants Association here in Uptown / Central City, New Orleans. I'm their new full-time staffer, so I'm just kind of here getting some information and learning.
Welcome. And I think we have Amisha and Railroad Avenue Historic Cultural District left. Amisha, if you would like to go, and then we'll move to Railroad.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. So it's actually Andrea. I did not know how to change the login right before this, but yeah, I'm the new tourism assistant for Opelousas Tourism and Main Street. So I'm just same thing, listening in, trying to learn and get updates to moving forward and whatnot. And I think who was next?
This is Laura Fontanet Brown with Choo Choo Railroad Avenue Historic Cultural District. Everybody get on board. We're into our first year, and right now we're stringing lights throughout our cultural district. First time in the history of the city, but we're so excited and happy to be working with Francesca and exchanging, synergizing, and collaborating with all of you on this call today. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. I appreciate your energy this morning. That's amazing. And it looks like Suzanne Williams from Manny just joined. Suzanne, if you would like to introduce yourself, what cultural district you're with, and anything you would like to share.
Okay, there we go. Hey, everybody. Hey, Francesca. Good to see you. I'm from the Manny Cultural District, and I'm a grant writer and grants manager for the town and other clients. And we've had our cultural district in place for, I think, longer than I've been around, which was 6 years ago. I started working with the town, and I'm just excited to be a part of this. And my goal before I fully retire is to become a Main Street community. I haven't given up that idea, Francesca. It's still there in my head.
I believe in y'all. I think it can happen.
Well, thank you. Where is this?
What's
I'm
that?
sorry?
Suzanne, are you talking to us?
Well, yeah, I was curious where the Railroad Avenue Historic Cultural District is. What town is that?
They are in
We're in
Jeanerette.
Jeanerette, Sugar City.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to get into submittable and annual reporting. Feel free to chime in as I'm moving along. I'm interested in this being conversational. These kinds of things can get kind of dull if it's just like me talking. So please feel free to chime in, ask questions, share your thoughts, and we'll get started. Try to figure out how to share my screen. All right, y'all are able to see that? Yes. Are y'all able to see the submittable like sign in screen? Yes. Okay. Thanks, Mashira. Okay. So when you go to submittable.com, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to go to the top where it says sign in. Submittable has recently merged with all of these different cloud-based services. So you'll get this listing and you'll want to click submittable to be able to sign in. You'll log in or you'll create a new account by signing up. You should have all already received emails, with the exception of the people who are new liaisons who have never reported before. We can get you set up separately, but once you get to this point, this is what it's going to look like. So you log in, and this is what your landing page is going to look like. If you've ever submitted something via Submittable, all of your applications should appear here. For every cultural district, you're assigned a number, and all of your annual reporting is going to be tied to this submission number. So you'll click on that submission number, go to forms, and you'll be able to see all the previous year's annual reports. You'll be able to see, even if you are a new district, we can, or a new liaison to an existing district, once we transfer over that information to you, you'll be able to see previous year's reports in Submittable. We also have those reports from before the time we started using Submittable archives. So if you have any questions about those or your original application, we have those on hand. So you'll scroll down to the Cultural District's annual report. For those outside of Orleans Parish, this is a little bit different. Typically, you have both a business listing due and an annual report due. With the change of the sales tax exemption on art, we are only collecting an annual report. We're still going to be asking for tax data. It's just going to look a little different. So you'll open that report and start answering questions. So this is important as well. Some people manage multiple cultural districts. And so if you select this drop-down menu, you're going to see which cultural district is assigned to this number. Just be sure whenever you start your annual report, you select the cultural district that matches that drop-down menu option. So you'll submit your name, your phone number, address, and this is just so we can keep information up to date. You'll probably received an Arts and Humanities Month postcard, a copy of last year's annual report. We try and send out mail correspondence as well as digital correspondence, so we request you to update your information every year. We also ask for you to share your cultural district website if you happen to have one. Sometimes the liaison isn't the person who submits the report, so we just ask for more information on that. If you're not the liaison, we ask for their contact information to update that. We also ask if the cultural district liaison receives compensation for their role. Cultural districts are the responsibility of the local governing authority, and you as the liaison, if you're not part of your local government, are taking on this role. We often see a positive outcome if there is investment into the liaison role by the local government. So we like to ask that question to be able to better measure that. If you're not comfortable answering, you can always select prefer not to answer. Does anyone have any questions about this first part of the annual report?
I have a question, Francesca.
Yes.
You mentioned being compensated by the local government. What if you are compensated, but it's not by your local municipality?
Oh, that's an interesting question. For being the cultural district liaison.
Yes.
I would say go ahead and say yes, because you are receiving compensation. But that's some good feedback, because obviously for next year's annual report, we would probably want to add a question saying, is that through your local government or elsewhere? So thanks for pointing that out, but please, yes, if you are compensated outside of your local government, select yes. Any other questions? Okay, so moving on to the impact of the arts in your cultural district, we ask if there's any basically spaces for artists in your cultural districts, and if they're being provided for. Also, how many public art projects happen there. That can be in the form of pop-up art exhibitions, new sculpture installations, that kind of thing, mural projects. We also ask if arts and cultural businesses or nonprofit organizations strongly contribute to the district's identity. And we also ask for you to indicate the number of businesses, organizations, artists, events, and members of the public that were affected of the loss of the sales tax exemption on original artwork. If you've done the annual report before, you know we usually ask this question in terms of who was using that sales tax exemption, and you list the number of businesses, organizations, artists, number of events tied to that, and members of the general public. With that being repealed, we're asking the same question, but in a different way. So who was affected by this loss? This is an optional question. We've received communication that sometimes quantifying this can be a bit of a struggle. So we wanted to be able to measure the change of this exemption within the program, but you know, if it's too onerous on you as the liaison, we decided to make this question optional. And does anybody have any questions about the arts component of this report? Okay. I'm going to move on to economic impact. So have you observed a positive impact since receiving certification? Does the local governing authority offer incentives specifically to businesses or artists in the cultural districts? And this can look like a variety of things, from technical assistance to for utilities for a startup during their first month, just if there's any kind of local incentives provided by the government for the cultural district. Also, if any other entity offers incentives or opportunities specifically to those in the cultural district. We also ask how many total businesses are in your district and how many arts and cultural businesses or nonprofit organizations are in your district. This next question, if your district is in Orleans Parish or not. So if it is, that's kind of like the next section you don't have to worry about if you're in Orleans Parish. But if you're not in Orleans Parish, you will need to provide the following information. As Mashera said, for this tax data, we work with the Mayor's Office of Cultural Economy, and they work with their finance department to provide this information. But for everybody else, you work directly with your parish tax administrator. So previously we had asked for business lists, and from those business lists, we would request information about the sales tax exemption to your parish tax administrator. With that incentive being repealed, we are now asking y'all for you to provide the total revenue of all the businesses in your cultural district and the total tax revenue of all the businesses in your cultural district. This is a very commonly used quantifier for economic development, and so we are implementing this as a new way to measure the impact of the program. And so your parish tax administrator may or may not still request a business list. Some municipalities are able to use occupational licensing codes within the boundaries of the cultural district to determine that information. Some people use GIS mapping to determine that information. So there's a variety of ways that your parish tax administrator can get this. And to find your parish tax administrator, you'll click on this link, and it'll take you to the Louisiana Association of Tax Administrators. And you will click on your parish, scroll down, and you'll find the website of your parish tax administrator. This person is somebody that we have been working with likely since this program was established in 2007. And so they'll be familiar with this request. I have also informed them that this is coming. So this should not be unexpected for them. So this is really the biggest change with the annual reporting this year. Does anybody have any questions about this section?
This is Nancy. I do. I talked to our tax administrator yesterday, Denise Griggs, and she indicated that I would have to send her a complete list of all the businesses in our cultural district. And where do I go to get that? Who would be the person in our government that could provide me that list?
It's typically a planning department, but I could look up your government like structure and like make a recommendation, and we can go from there.
Okay.
But typically it's the planning department that would assist you with that.
Okay.
And just to another one that I discovered is the fire department also has to know, those businesses and how many there are. They typically will have to do, checks and things like that, but they should also have one. Chief is trying to see if he can get me that list so I can kind of compare based off of one that I kind of Frankenstein together. That could be worth a conversation to whoever oversees y'all's fire department.
Thank you, Nirali. That's really helpful. A really helpful resource for finding that information. Does anybody else have any questions about this section? Something else I would like to say about working with your parish tax administrator, most can assist with this request after January 1st. The end of year is a busy time for them as well. Unfortunately, the annual reporting happens at this time every year because it's dictated by the start of the regular legislative session. We send the annual reports to state legislators before session begins. And so unfortunately, the reporting period always takes place during the holiday season. But your parish tax administrator likely cannot assist with this request until after January 1. So this will probably be the last section of your annual report that is needing to be completed. We also asked how many businesses opened in your district for the year. Of those, how many were arts and cultural businesses, how many closed, how many arts and cultural businesses closed, events that happened, and how many total attendees went to the events in your district.
I have a question. It's Alana Enderitter. So we're talking about sales tax and property tax, or what, or just the sales tax?
Sales, so total revenue and total sales tax revenue.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thanks. So yes, sales tax. Okay, the next section is on development. So we ask that you indicate the number of residential building renovation projects, the number of commercial renovation projects, indicate the percentage of vacant buildings in your district, as well as occupied buildings, and any major accomplishments experienced in your district. Does anybody have any questions about the development section? Okay. Moving on to planning, promotion, and communication. We ask if there is any kind of plan in place for your district. This can include a strategic plan, master plan, just some sort of planning process or document that you have in place. We also ask if you have an advisory team, board, or committee for your cultural district. This is something we absolutely recommend. It is very difficult for a single person to do all the work that is needed to maintain a cultural district. So we ask because we like to know how many districts have those teams behind them supporting them. And then we ask how you communicate and promote the district. We also ask if you develop goals for each year. And this next section helps us inform how to better serve you. So we ask what kind of services you would find most helpful from us. What kind of technical assistance topics you would like to see covered in virtual meetings or in person. And we also have another selection that you can tell us if there's something not on this list that you would like to see. And that's for both of them. Do y'all have any questions about this section? Okay. The report form closes with optional questions. We ask for you to share any thoughts on the program, provide any quotations or a statement from the public yourself, regarding the advantage of the program. These are things that we like to put in the annual report, just as like quotes as the data is being presented. We also would like to see images if you're able to provide them. Again, we like to provide images related to the calendar year to include in the annual report. Those are things that we like to feature in addition to the data, information, and quotes. And so that is how the forum closes. Do y'all have any questions about that last part? Okay. Again, the deadline is January 31st. It is open now. Again, if prior year's information is needed, please email me and I will send you what was submitted. This may be also helpful if you're needing a business listing. We have last year's business listing or the last time the business listing was submitted to us. That might be a helpful place to start. Also, as you are going through this, if you have any questions about the questions themselves, or you're struggling with how to answer something, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to assist you with that. If you have any issues with Submittable itself, like you can't log in, something's not working or saving, you can click here and go to Submittable's technical support team. And they're pretty responsive. It's just like an email request, and you tell them about the issue that you're having, and you should be able to send them an email about your issue. If you're not able to access your form to be able to connect with them, let me know and I can send you a link directly. Does anybody have any other questions? So I see.
I have a question, Francesca.
Sure.
Is there any kind of way when someone is opening up a business with the Secretary of State in Louisiana that we can put some type of radio button that says, yes, I would like to share my information with my cultural district? Something that gives us authorization, because it's a hard time getting emails and phone numbers because it's private information. But if they're in a cultural district and that address pops up, I feel like there should be some type of notification to them as owners as well as to us as the facilitators.
Yeah, that's an interesting, I could definitely ask and look into it. Yeah, because I can see how that would be helpful and useful. I think the only issue might be is the changing of liaisons every year. So maybe that would be something that goes to your local government, and is stored there. But I will, sorry. But Jara, I will definitely follow up with you on that because I'm going to have some more detailed questions.
Okay, sounds good. And I think Miss Suzanne was trying to speak.
Hey, Francesca, I texted our leader of our art gallery at the Depot Museum about the repeal tax. And can you clarify that? The artist still has to pay the state and local sales tax, correct? But
Yes.
the person buying the artwork has to pay sales tax as well now?
Yes,
Is
that is correct.
Okay, whereas before the law was repealed, they did not pay sales tax on the original art, correct?
Right. So when the program was established in 2007, it was a total sales tax exemption on art sales in a cultural district. So that was both state and local. I believe in 2016, it changed to just local. And then during the last, it was the third extraordinary legislative session of 2024, when they did that big tax overhaul, is when the cultural districts program was affected by a repeal of a large group of sales tax exemptions. And so, yes, it was essentially eliminated completely at both the state and local level. However, if you wanted to, reinstate that, you could at the local level via ordinance.
Okay, cool.
Mhm. Do we have any other questions? Okay, and I also wanted to say, we are going to be mailing swag bags to encourage people's participation in the annual reporting. This will have Office of Cultural Development as well as Division of the Arts swag in it. The first person to get theirs done gets one, and then we will be drawing for 2 names randomly of people who get their reports done on time by January 31st. So a little incentive there, and to also, just thank y'all for your participation in the work that you do with the Cultural Districts program. Right. Well, with that, I will let y'all go. I bet y'all are glad to be getting off this call early before the start of the holiday weekend. Thank you for your time and everything y'all do. And please feel free to reach out anytime. I'm happy to help. And have a great holiday.
Thank you.
Thank you, Francesca.
Thank you.
Thank